this is a lesson, and the lesson is because you'll notice that in any booth, whenever they're playing, you'll have a lot more people. Why? Because music is an entertainment. True? Can you hear me okay? Okay. Music is an entertainment, but I'm going to give you 10 minutes of just a conversation, maybe some demonstration of stuff maybe you didn't know. And what you don't know, possibly, because I don't know you individually, is that nobody can play unless they know how to function on their instrument. That's just the end truth of it. And when you look around at all the booths, they can, of course, attract people that are good players so that they can, get people to come by. What I want to emphasize is that before you get into the art of music, and before music itself becomes artful, you got to learn how to function on an instrument. And I've discovered that most don't know how to. So what I wanted to do is this was just a little wild idea that really NAMM doesn't like us playing at MarkBass. I don't know, but that's what it is. So I said, let's do a clinic. What are they going to say? I'm talking too loud? So I'm going to watch what I do, and I want you guys to recognize something. Go on in if you want to as a group. I just want to do something that is not happening anywhere at the show. Nobody can play unless they learn how to, and that's what academics is. Rock and roll music, which is a great art form, is the worst art form to study academically. Why? Because there are no successes of rock musicians who ever became successful through paying money to a teacher to learn how to do it. And if you don't believe me, research your own thinking. You guys read the interviews. You guys read these magazines. If you check the magazines out and check out the history of all these guys, nobody paid money to learn how to rock. So if nobody paid money to learn how to rock, that means that the academic element of rock is flawed. And all I'm saying is if rock academia is flawed, what else is flawed? You guys know that I don't like metronomes to study with. Why? Because metronomes insist that you perform. A metronome says you must perform, but academia says you must learn before you can perform. Anybody here speak Spanish? I speak Spanish, and I'm married a Venezuelan. And the first Spanish I said was, yo voy a la playa, tú vas a la playa, nosotros vamos a la playa. There's no art form in that, but I learned it so I could learn how to speak the language. Y ahora yo puedo expresar todo lo que pienso sin interrupción. It's like the Spanish flows once I've learned the words. And I'm going to guess that most of you guys don't know the words of music. So you go to NAMM, you check out the amps, and I love MarkBass. If you know me, you know I mean that honestly. But you're not going to play better because you play a MarkBass, or you're going to play better because you play this, or Danny Gottlieb plays better because he's either on a Zildjian or a Sabian. What makes the difference is as musicians, you got to learn how to play. And learning how to play means you got to seek out education, which is only part-time. Anybody go to psychotherapy? Admit it. You ever go to therapy? I did. What happens in a therapist? 1 hour a week. Telling you how your mother messed you up. That's what I did. Not my mother, though. I love the woman. Listen, the idea is that if you can study properly for 1 lousy hour a week and break it up into 2 lessons or learn how to practice, you guys are going to improve. And you're going to improve faster than you have in the last 15 years. Because although I don't know you individually, I know you as a group. Because I teach at the Players School of Music. And I know that you guys don't know, as a group, music. How can you function on an instrument except to play the licks, of music? You want to learn more. So that's what this is about. Now, Danny.
Hi, Jeff.
I'll take one of you guys and I'll give you a little instruction. Play a blues in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, go. Who's a jazz bass player? Who's a jazz bass player? Who's a rock bassist that knows the blues? Are you a jazz bassist? Are you a jazz bassist? You don't seem sure. Anybody else a jazz bass player? Can anybody else play the blues? Can anybody else play the blues? Can you play the blues? Okay, grab the bass. Oh, you're left-handed. No, it would be inconvenience. So I don't have anybody else here that can play the blues. The simplest music in music. Who doesn't play music here? Who's not a player? Who is a player? I need hands. Who's a player? You guys play in the back? You play? You're just hanging. Who else isn't a player? Oh, you guys are players. So the idea is, if I play with Danny Gottlieb, and I say to Danny, Danny, play this thing like a right around here, okay? So play it 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now stop. Now do it in a Brazilian mambo feel in 7/8. 1, 2, 3, go. Now why can he do that? Because he learned what a mambo feel in 7/8 is. That wasn't a preparation. I put him on the spot. And if he didn't do it, it would simply mean that one of the greatest drummers in the world had to think about what he was going to play. You're a bass player, a guitar player, young lady? You're a singer? What do you guys play? You've been smiling all day. You're a guitar player? All right, it works for guitar. How many trillion guitar players are out here? A trillion of them, right? How many trillion guitar players are good enough as musicians to tune their guitar without a tuner? A fewer of them. And how many of those guys can play out of the key of E and play in the key of A flat? It narrows the group down. Now here's the thing. Art and style are what you choose, but if you don't know how to play, how are you going to represent your art in different ways? If I play the blues or play rock in the key of E, I better darn well find a gig in the key of E somewhere. And that's the narrowness of music. Everybody plays one thing, usually well, and most people don't work because of it. That's the cruel fact. So if most people don't work, the nature of music is to make sure that you all find a gig or find jobs eventually. But academia is different than art. It doesn't relate. How many guys ever said, how do I practice an exercise and I apply it to the gig? How do I use this exercise on a gig? Has anyone ever said that particular thing? You have. The answer is you don't. Exercises are not meant for gigs. They never were. Why metronomes? No, because you guys don't know the content to play it in time. Time never came from a click. Time came from internal subdivisional rhythm. That's why Danny Gottlieb went ta 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 ta. Where did that come from? Did that come from a metronome? Or did that come from the fact that Danny is skilled enough as a drummer to identify that? Do it again in 5, a little slower. A Brazilian something in 5. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Now I'm going to hold. Oh, 5. See, we vary the rhythms and stuff. Now let's do it in 4/4 and do it in B flat. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Let me do it in C. Let me do it in D flat. Let me do it in F. Let me do it in F sharp. Let me do it in D. Now, what that says is, if I have freedom in music, I have freedom to express myself. Everybody wants to play to express yourselves. True? True? We're all on the same page? How can you express yourself if you're suffering on the instrument and in the content of the music? You follow? Here's an example. Do 11/8, 9/8, 13/8, 15/8, 17/16. 1, 2, 3, go. What? There's a problem? Get it? All right, pay attention. 9/8, 7/8, 15/8, 16/15, and 17/14. Go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now why is he having trouble? Of course I'm teasing here. I'm throwing stuff at him that's inhuman. So how can he express himself? Now what'll happen? All right, do 9/8, 10/8, and 11/8. Now, how could he do that now? Where's the metronome? Where's the licks, the chops? You know, the videos that many of you guys buy. Videos. I'm dating myself. DVDs. The online lessons. I'm dating myself because nobody else will. Now, the idea, thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Try the deal. The idea is that music is expressed through learning slowly. I need a bass player up here. Is there a bass player up here? Come on, I'm going to dance.
You're doing the 1 hour lesson. No, I won't do it.
It won't be 1 hour because I'm gonna. Are you guys a little bored with this yet? All right, go ahead. This will be just a hint. It's just an idea to think that NAMM is set up around equipment, which is logical, but it would be nice to have enough music in order to learn how to use it. And that's why most people know the 5 top bass players and the 6 top guitarists and the 8 top drummers. You know, the reason we know them is because these are the guys that somehow have learned enough about content. I need a bass player. There's no bass players? Come here. Just pay attention to this. I know you want to go off and see the guys from Def Leppard. Oi! It's them. You got to see Def Leppard. All right, put the bass on. Put the bass on.
This is the ultimate.
No talking. Put the bass on. No good talking. You'll spend the day. You'll have to stay after school. Play a G triad, please. Play it again. Play it in the first inversion. Good. I got a good bass player here. All right. Play G minor major 7 chord tones slowly. G minor major 7. Minor major 7. All right, do the inversion. And next one. That's an error. Why? It's no big deal. See, this gentleman is bound to bump when you get information you don't know. Now fix the D root inversion. Fix the second inversion. Fix it. Slow down and fix it. I just want you to watch this. Just play it slower, yeah. Okay, now play the last inversion. Now, is he going to get a gig from this? No. Now do this in D flat. Just watch for a second. I want you to see and hear this. Okay, do the inversion. All right, that's a mistake, which comes with academia. It doesn't matter. Fix your mistake. That's why academia is an art. You shouldn't be performing this stuff. If he was with a metronome, he would never get it. And that's why you shouldn't practice with metronomes. Think about it. First inversion. Take time. This is important for you guys. You've never seen anything like this before.